I'm Letizia, I'm 13 years old. I can walk, write, and go out with my friends. But before I couldn't because I have myocardial disease. That means that I can't use glycogen as a source of energy for my muscles, but now I use fat instead. I'm very thankful that my mother found out about the ketogenic diet because without her I'd still be in a wheelchair. On the 4th day of the keto diet, I told my mom, "Mom, I'm finally healthy." Turns out that I'm not actually healthy, but I feel so much better, and everyone I know noticed a dramatic change and they couldn't believe that it was all thanks to a diet. I will be on a keto diet for the rest of my life, which I'm very happy about because there are so many better options on the keto diet than on the normal one. For example, panna cotta or pesto sauce. I hope that more kids with myocardial disease or other glycogen storage diseases will start the keto diet because you feel so much better when you're on it.
Hi, I'm Lucia Aronica. I'm a research scientist at Stanford University where I investigate how diet can change the activity of our genes through a process called epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of how lifestyle factors, things like diet, but also stress, exercise, or emotions, can change the activity, not the sequence of our genes. And in this way, impact our health, but also the predisposition to disease. In particular, I'm investigating how two different diets, a very low fat and a very low carb diet, can change the activity of our genes through epigenetic mechanisms. Our study is the largest study ever undertaken to compare a low carb and a low fat diet in terms not only of weight loss, but also of many other variables, including microbiome, blood lipids, and epigenetic changes. There are fascinating results that we are collecting now about this study, and some of them show that the different diets can induce different epigenetic changes. In the past 10 years, during my research, I've seen that diet can induce powerful changes in our health, but as a scientist, I also get the opportunity to go to conferences and hear the story of other people. Last year, I went to a conference where I met a lady, Barbara, who is now here, came to Naples to visit me. And she told me a difficult story with a happy ending of how Barbara and her beautiful daughter Letizia managed to overcome the difficulties of dealing with a very severe genetic disease. Barbara now is here in Naples to tell us about this amazing story.
Since the day Letizia was born, she transformed our family with her happiness, energy, and cuteness. Everything changed in 2013, where my beautiful, healthy 9-year-old daughter got sick. She had a mysterious disease that was damaging all her muscles. And after 4 months, we got the diagnosis of myocarditis, also known as Glycogen Storage Disease type 5. This is a genetic disease due to the lack of an enzyme that transforms glycogen into glucose.
I'm missing an enzyme that is able to bring the glucose to the muscles when it's stored.
So after the diagnosis of this disease, what was the therapy that doctors suggest you to go through?
They told us that as she cannot get the glycogen from the muscles, it was very good for her to eat glucose and carbs, at least 65% carbohydrate diet, plus sugary drinks with at least 20 grams of glucose, when she had to do intense movement. We followed this diet over 7 months, and Letizia was getting worse and worse every day. She ended in a wheelchair and she couldn't do anything, needing assistance every day for everything. I decided to change her diet completely and to put her on fat metabolism, because studying the disease, I read that we have also an alternative metabolism. They use fat instead of sugar as a source of energy for the muscles. I decided to change the way of eating of all our family, saying ciao to pasta, pizza, and a lot of Italian dishes.
It must have been very difficult for you.
Well, we had such a big problem, and the desperation was to see our daughter losing everything was so strong that we didn't care about that. And also the rest of the family joined this adventure because we wanted to help Letizia. Actually, with this diet, we all feel better, so she helped us too.
But I'm sure that was very difficult. So did you also have to face bureaucratic challenges in the process?
Yes, not at the real beginning, because I didn't think about telling the doctors about the diet, because I didn't think it was such a big deal. And I didn't think it could work. I thought it was just, I cook what I want for my daughter and that's it. It's not. A ketogenic diet is not really a diet, it's a metabolic big change, and all the kids, they are hospitalized when they are put on a ketogenic diet. And for the first 3 days, Letizia was feeling very, very sick. And we also had what they call keto flu, headache, very tired, but she was very sick already, so it was worse for her. We started on the 21st of September 2014 with the butter, olive oil, heavy cream, every kind of fat food that before we consider unhealthy. After 4 days, Letizia woke up and she told me, I don't have Glycogen disease anymore. I was shocked. That day, instead of pushing her in a wheelchair, we walked to school, and that was the best day of my life.
So there is a marker in the blood of muscle damage.
The name is CK, and it's something that usually is inside the muscles, and the maximum value is 200, and Letizia had 40,000. That is so much more than a muscular dystrophy. It's like her muscles are in a very bad condition and a high risk of kidney failure. So now she's just above the normal, and her kidney are working perfectly. Before she had problem going to the toilet because of course all these broken muscles gave so much problem. This is of course an ultra-rare disease. The symptoms are actually very, very common. Insulin resistance, being overweight, having chronic fatigue syndrome, muscle pain, psychological issues. And with the ketogenic diet, we had a very positive results with all these problems.
Letizia, do you like the food?
Yeah, it's delicious.
What's your favorite?
Probably the mozzarella.
So it's possible to find low carb food also in Naples, and
Yes.
yeah, it is possible. Actually, the Italian diet, I think that the secret of the healthy Italian diet is the olive oil and yes,
And the slow food.
and the slow food. Exactly.
Home cooking.
Home cooking, yes, no process.
Exactly.
They have in Stockholm, where we live, a ketogenic team that follow mostly the kids suffering from epilepsy with this diet. So now we are helped by this team that is formed by nutritionists, neurologists. Letizia go to periodical blood tests that they are going very, very well. And we feel lucky because you really need this support. You need it because she must have a special meal at school, and school only prepares special meal if you have a medical paper that says that she must eat like that. And also they gave us a list of all drugs that doesn't have sugar inside.
Yeah.
Like if she got sick, she can have an antibiotic, she can have every drug she needs, but sugar-free, because we don't think about like drugs and supplements and vitamins, but sugar is everywhere. We have a paper, they wrote it not only in Swedish but also in English, that says that she's on a ketogenic diet. So if we have to go to an emergency room all over the world, we travel quite a lot, so the doctors and the nurses in that hospital, they can do what is right for her, not giving her sugar in any form. So it's really useful.
And did you get rid of the wheelchair?
Yes, of course. She doesn't need it. Every day she walk at least 10,000 steps. We bought this bracelet for measuring the step we do every day, so we know. And if she didn't walk enough, we have a treadmill. I'm here because Letizia is still the only pediatric patient with myocardial disease that had this second chance in life. The other parents know about it because I told everybody, but of course they went to their doctor, and all the doctors told us, no, high fat, are you crazy? Don't do that. I understand, you are very scared, you have already a very sick kid, and before Letizia was hospitalized every single month, and now she's fine, but they asked the doctor say, no, you are not supposed to go against medical advice if you have a sick kid. So I hope some doctors are listening to us with an open mind. I had desperation. We were so desperate that we tried. We didn't have any choice. But they must use science and an open mind, because these kids, they have a life, dreams, future, and they are now surviving instead of living a full life. And I really would like for them what we've been so lucky to have. We found these doctors in Sweden. They listened to us. Of course they checked. They are supposed to do that, because I mean, you cannot do something crazy to your kid, or something unhealthy, or something that is damaging a kid. But they accepted, they understood it. So, and we have papers from them, and we have blood tests before and after, and we have all the medical documentation. So if anybody want to try this this is a lifelong way of living for our family, all of us. But I can tell you, we all feel better, even my husband, our son, and it's really a second chance in life. Think about it.
Thank you very much for
Lucia.
being here. I hope that your story will encourage other people to encourage their doctors to try alternative approaches to manage this difficult condition. Also because although Letizia is the only pediatric patient in the world to have chosen this approach, there is evidence that a ketogenic diet has helped many other adult patients with these conditions. So your beautiful and empowering story will hopefully bring an happy ending to the story of many other people that are listening to us today. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.